Martha, don't you mourn. Whoa, 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 Mary. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Tell Martha not to mourn. Martha, don't you mourn. Cause Pharaoh's army, then drowned in the Red Sea. I'm trying to sing it in two different keys, right? On purpose. On purpose. Um, Not that I started it out that way, but as soon as I started singing, I said, "Oh Lord, what if it was in two different keys?" And folks didn't know what was going on. I didn't even know what's going on. Like, you're confused. I'm confused, bro. What is up? Okay, here we go. Can we put that in there? Can we get it in? Come on, baby. Let me put it in. Let me put it in. Just a tip. Just a tip. That's all. Let me get it in there. Yes, sir. Hello, hello, hello. This is Robert Ant. Can I I never know like what's going on. Can you see me or anything like that? So of course I have to check the stream and make sure it looks and sounds good because we don't want to be sitting up here and y'all be like, I can't see you, I can't hear you, blah 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 blah. And then you don't stick around. It's hard enough to get people in here in the first place, and then you don't stick around and I'll be sitting here by myself. Even though I like my company. So I don't really mind being alone. Um, Cause I can have a good time all by myself. All by myself. As I did yesterday. What did I do yesterday? I didn't do Valentine's Day, that's for sure. I did text people and stuff like that and things and stuff such as I was home most of the day. And then I went out in the evening, catting, as they call it, went catting in the evening. Okay, we are up. How do we look, y'all? How do we look? Oh, Mary, don't you weep. How do we look, y'all? How do we look? Mother, there is a lag for sure. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. How do we look, y'all? How do we look? Ma. Okay, but at least we'll be able to see the stream. What the guan? How are you? What's going on? Okay, that's probably just. What the guan? I got to check every box and stuff like that to make sure that things are going right because should I share the stream to other places? The only thing is like I think here on my phone it's a little harder than on my iPad or my laptop with all that sharing and stuff like that. Though sharing is caring. Who is sharing and who is caring? Oh, I cracked me up. Uh-huh. Um, come on in the room. Come on in the room. And say hello. I am here. What time is it? We always have to set a time. It's 2:31, so I'm going to be here at least until 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock on the dot. It's in the shot clock, baby. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying something. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to share this live. Yes, and you ain't never going nowhere. Last we shares the fun. There was no wrinkle on my brow, no how, but I ain't going. You hear me saying, if you ain't going, with you I'm staying. Poogie. I can't do all that right now because I'm not really there. I didn't drink. Did I drink last night? I didn't drink last night. So I was a good guy last night. I didn't drink, but I did have a good old time last night. Oh, but I be trying to think. These songs just be coming to my head. I be trying to think of, and I can't think of. I can't think of what the darn song is about. Okay, so let's see. I feel like taking a siesta, but I said before I take a siesta, there's I don't think I was disconnected, was I? Hello, hello. Okay, so we can I share somewhere else too? I'm just gonna be sharing because I know I'm gonna be on here for a half an hour. So why not share it? People want to come and hang out. They can come to the live and hang out with for a little while with Robert Anton, robertanton.com. Ouch, ow, ow, ow. I just hurt my foot. And I barely moved. That's old age for you. I barely moved and I hurt my toe. I need to trim my toenails. I did my nails, right? I did I trimmed the longer ones or whatever. So like they look good and clean and all that. They grow so freaking fast though. Oh my God. Women be so jealous. My nails and my eyelashes are generally two things women are like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. Because my eyelashes get so long and then they start curling under and getting in my eye. And my nails grow so fast. And they be like, oh, I wish mine was like that. Why is it always the men's? Because, darling. What am I looking for? I'm looking for playlists. I'm looking for karaoke. We ain't gonna do a whole lot of nothing, but we might do a little bit of something. Let me look for my original songs and put something on in the background, a little background music. The only thing about like when people don't come in immediately, you can actually set things up the way you want to set it up and everything like that. So that if people do get here and I come to hang out and stuff like that, then you're like, hey, what's going on in the house? What's in the house? This is Robert Valentine, your singer, songwriter, actor, author, poet. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm looking for my, Lord, let me tell you, I'm looking for the plug-in for my light. And I already plugged it in. It's already. And I'm looking behind me. I'm like, where is it? Oh, it's right there, already plugged in, already ready to go. Let me tell you, I would lose my head if it was not attached to my body. Or it seems like it anyway. Okay, so I'm playing that. I really want to cut this. I want to take this out so that I don't have so many things on the stream. What's going on? Because I got so much running right now. Let me tell you, I did naked. I've been thinking about doing, a friend of mine was talking about, let me talk about it real quick. A friend of mine was talking about, he went to naked yoga, right? And I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. Like, well, how does that all work? All these sweaty people all up in there, all, with no clothes on and, doing yoga. So I'm like, I want to try that. I usually do yoga at home. I cut on YouTube, right here on YouTube. My favorite is Yoga with Adrienne. Yeah, if you never heard of her, she's Adrienne. She has the dog Benji. But I found many people that I watch, or I've saved several good ones. When I first started out, I was, just trying out different ones. I fell on Adrienne because she has a lot of different things. She has like some 30-day challenges. She has some 7-day challenges, and I like that because then I can, be doing it regularly. So I just turn it on, boom, boom, boom. Got my mat here at home. I don't have to leave. I can get up in the morning. So one morning, about 2-3 days ago, I'm doing it. This year, I started doing it every other day, because I'm very lackluster with it a lot of times. I'll get into it. I'll do it for a while, and then I'll stop. And then generally, when I start having my performances, my shows, I'm a singer, and I do like weddings and corporate events and stuff like that. So when my season comes up, all of my booked gigs are usually Friday, Saturday. So the week before, I start doing every other day, I start doing my yoga in order to build up to, the performances. And it helps with the breathing. It helps with your, just getting all your muscles all, loose and ready and, sculpted and all that good stuff. So one day I said, okay, I'm going to do naked yoga. I was doing the yoga, whatever, and I just got naked here at home by myself. And it was something kind of special. It was interesting. And what I learned is stuff be flopping around too much. And like some poses you have to do, like you have to pull your knees into your chest or something. And I find myself having to adjust stuff. And then when you put your legs back down or whatever, you gotta adjust it again. And then so you're doing the downward dog, but then you go into another pose, and it doesn't go the way it's supposed to go. So I was like, no, I don't think it's for me. I just do not think it's for me. Maybe I had a little too much jump, but but it's just too much going on, and I'm trying to concentrate on the mind, body, spirit, making sure I get the poses, and in the meantime things are just swinging and swaying, and you gotta adjust because it's uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, I don't think naked yoga is for me. Just by doing it at home, I don't know. Maybe I might like looking around the room and stuff like. But I think also because you're doing yoga in order to become centered. And if you get a little busy looking around, then you lose that centering. Then you're losing your focus. And I don't know. Maybe it would help. I don't know. I just don't know. But like I said, for me personally, having to do all that adjusting and stuff takes away from the actual focus of doing the yoga. So I don't think it's something that I want to do. Now, if I went on a trip or something and we were at a nudist resort or something like that, then yeah, I would do the naked yoga, I would do the naked pool, I would do that, because I don't mind being naked, and I have never really minded being naked. And I've been in theater, all my life. I started doing shows when I was 15, 16. My first show was Bubbling Brown Sugar, and at Cleveland Community College. And so like you always get dressed and undressed in front of people. If you got quick changes or stuff like that, you can't run off to the dress room all by yourself and you just have to take it off and put on your stuff. They ain't no paying you no attention. And if they are, let them look. So I've never had a problem with it. I've been to some of the nude beaches down in Florida, here in New York and New Jersey, and other places in Germany and blah, blah, blah. When I've done some of my travel, I've gone to some nude beaches. So I don't have a problem with it. But I just think just thinking about it, I'm like, all of that adjusting and stuff was just too much for me. I'd rather not have to do all of that. But in the meantime and in between time, let me get something to drink real quick. This morning I got up, this is iced tea, right? So it's just a little bit of honey and some ground cloves. Cloves, which are good for a good antiseptic for the throat. So I got up this morning. I knew I was going to make me some juice. I had these big carrots, like 3 big carrots. And I'm like, okay, so I was thinking about making like a carrot soup, but you need heavy cream or something like that. And I was like, I'm not going through all that. And I was going to make, it was carrot soup, but like a carrot ginger or another kind of carrot. So I was like, okay, forget all that. So I have in the refrigerator, I had the carrots, and a lot of times I don't know when I juice stuff, I don't know what I'm going to juice until I look in the refrigerator. So I had some leftover romaine lettuce. I used that, pulled that out. I pulled out the carrots. I had some celery that I decided not to use. Then I had some pears, and I was like, oh, pears are really sweet, so that added a little sweetness to it. And I had some ginger, so I used that. It was carrot, pears, romaine lettuce, and ginger. I put that in there, and I thought it might not taste that good, and sometimes the green juice, you put all that stuff in there and it doesn't taste good. It's still all the good, nutrients and stuff going into your body. So I'm gonna drink it anyway. I got that juice. I drank a little bit of it. I was like, oh my God, it's so good. Like the pears are so sweet that they really balance with the carrot, and it got the greens in there and got the ginger. And it was a little piece of ginger about like that. It tasted so good. Let me show you how it looked. and it was a lot of it. But like, I don't know if you can see like the color. You can see it's really like a lot of. It's very colorful. It's very like dark orange, but it's so good. Mmm. And it's sweet. It's got a sweetness. Plus you can taste all the little pieces of carrot and stuff like that are still in there. I did not think it was gonna come out there. I need to patent this. This was good. This isn't the tea. I have glass jars. Usually if I go shopping and stuff, I recycle over here as much as I can. So if I have stuff left over, you know, especially glass, then I put my juices and stuff in the glasses and stuff. Then I'll just wash it out and put something else in it later. But I'm like, I should patent that juice. I might actually, the next time I make it, I might take it to the little party that we have on Friday nights. We have a standing card party most Friday nights. I might take it to the card party and have them taste it, you know, taste test it and see what they think. You know, they're not really healthy eaters. But if they like the taste of it, I might look into trying to like patent my little, you know, like why not? Not that I got all the money to patent and the means to do the manufacturing and all that, but like I can dream, right? That could be $1 million business, a healthy little thing, and then I could come up with some other ones. Cause let me see, I'd be at home, I'd be making these freaking drinks and these smoothies and you know soups, cold soups, and marinara sauces and stuff like that, and I'd be cooking. I'd be up in here cooking. The only thing is I don't measure anything, so I couldn't like, I don't know if I could do a cookbook. But like if I could get 2 or 3 different things and take them to market somehow, even like do like farmers markets around the city or something, that would be cute. Make a little money, maybe become a millionaire. Ethically sourced, of course. Ethically sourced. This is iced tea, and this is just regular Lipton iced tea, nothing special, but you know, with a little bit of honey and a little ground cloves, not a lot, just a little of the ground cloves. You can probably see them floating in there a little bit, and it's very refreshing. Plus it's something, you know, if I'm thirsty and I don't want water, I can have a little of that. And I'm thinking what I can do also is get, like, sometimes I'll get some ginger ale. When I make a mocktail, like I go to friends' houses and I have to sing the next day, but I go to a party or whatever that, I make a mocktail. Because, you know, people like to see you, if they don't think you're not having a good time, if you don't have a drink, right? So in my mocktail, I usually have like maybe orange and cranberry, some types of juices, and then I'll have either ginger ale or seltzer, you know, to give it that little bubbly, and, you know, with some ice. And it looks like a cocktail. Most people think I'm drinking. But sometimes people ask me, like, what are you drinking? I'm like, oh, just a little mocktail. It looks really good. Like, what's in it? They have to ask me to make them one. And I'll be like, okay. Then they end up putting alcohol in it. Defeats the whole purpose. But whatever makes you happy. You know, they do taste it before they put the alcohol in it. And then they put the alcohol in it. But it's cool. I'm a very creative person. I have so many ideas for things, and I do so much creative stuff, and just like artistically just putting stuff together that might not necessarily think to put together. Even like, you know, with the juices and stuff, but with the foods that I cook and stuff like that. It's a shame that I don't really have the backing or the money to like take stuff to market. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what the thing is getting something patented, getting it tested, and getting it to market. And it's hard, you know, it's difficult. And like it's not impossible because people do it and get it done. But a lot of times if you don't have the money to put up and you got to find somebody to back you and stuff like that, you know, they want a huge chunk of the money. Even though you did all the work, and you're the one with the creative idea, they want 70% of the company. You see the Shark Tank thing like that, they be asking for all this money and stuff like, well, we'll $5,000, but we want 70% of the company. What? Like for real? And this is people who already have a business that are already making sales that are just trying to like expand their business. Think of how much they take from people who don't have anything set up, anything ready, anything patented, anything tested. They try to take 90%. And it's like, well, hold on a minute. Like, I'm the one with. And of course, if somebody has 90% of your company, that means they get to make all the decisions. If they have 51% or more, then they have creative overreach, you should probably call it. They can veto your decisions and the way that you want to do things, and that's because they have the cash. A lot of the companies that Elon Musk has and stuff like companies that he bought, they were already in process, already had all the ideas, up and running by the time he got there. He just put some money behind it. And that's how people become extra wealthy, taking advantage of other people. But, that's the way the world works, I guess. I've always had ideas since I was young. I have so many ideas. I remember specifically, and I'm looking at a little bag I have over there right now. It's an umbrella bag. Because long ago, and oh so far away, I had an idea that I could not explore. I heard explore on there and I was like, or something close to it. So I was gonna do these bags because like I'm a singer-songwriter and we used to always have to take if you do a gig or something like that, you have to take your microphone stand, your microphone, your wire, you would always have to have those things with you. Or you would, if you had a wireless microphone, you have to have your setup, you bring it with you and put it into the thing, whatever. So like now, most bands, they have the front line setup. So you just come in, you might have your special mic that you want to use or wireless or something like that, that you bring with you. But most of the time you have to bring all the mic stands and the wires and the blah, blah, all this different stuff. You don't have to bring it with you. It's already there. You used to have to do that all the time when I started, doing wedding gigs and, corporate gigs. And I was thinking, you always had like things that you could carry stuff in, but like a microphone stand is, very specific and it's got a single little thing plus the feet or either one of the little round metal things. And it's like just hard to carry, bulky to carry. So you usually just put everything else on your back and then you just carry it in your hand, and it's flopping around or whatever, but you have it. And I came up with this idea. I was like, why don't like you put it like in something like you would put, cause I always go to the beach and stuff too. Something like you would put an umbrella in, like your umbrella bag, your beach bag or whatever. And I was talking to a friend about it who actually sews, trying to get her to do the mock-up for me, for the thing so that like we could like start trying to market it, and trying to get some backing for it and maybe get it into dollar stores. It didn't have to be anything expensive. Get it into dollar stores and stuff like that. She never did the mock-up. See, but she got too busy. And she's also a performer. But she got too busy, never did the mock-up. So it never happened. I had another idea. I play bid whist. And there's this bid whist, online. There's one or two different things that they have a setup. But their computers don't understand the play of the game very well. And so I'm thinking, I had a friend who actually does programming. I'm thinking, I have two friends who do programming professionally for different companies. And I was talking to them like, we could design a site, and teach the AI how to actually play cards, how to, and then when you play with, you can play with live people, of course, but then when you have to play with the robot or against the robot, it actually knows how to play. We never worked on it. And there's so much money on it. It's been a few days since I played, but usually I play at least a few games a day. You know what I'm saying? While I'm sitting at home, I'm not doing anything. I want to get in a game or two. I usually play once or twice a day. And then I have friends who play on the spades table all the time online, on the internet. And I don't like the spades game. I'd rather play Bitwist. And since there's a Bitwist game, I just play Bitwist. They be trying to get me to play the darn spades game. And I don't like the way y'all play. I don't like the rules. So I'm not going to play it because it's going to frustrate me. The only thing that frustrates me about the Bitwist thing, the people sometimes frustrate me. But when like somebody gets kicked off the table, or somebody leaves the table because they're upset or they're not getting good hands for whatever, and you end up having to play with the robot or against the robot is terrible. It does things that a player would never do. Like even a basic player would never do. Somebody who's actually learned how to play from someone who's been mentored by someone would never do. And it's like, man, this could be so much better. But it doesn't matter because they've got thousands and thousands of people on the site who are spending money, buying the in-app, doing the in-app purchases and stuff like that. So like, it could be tweaked, but I guess they don't need to tweak it. Plus, they're making money off of ads, because they have ads on there. Because like, if you run out of coins or something like that, you can watch an ad to get 3,000 coins, and you can watch 10 a day or every 24 hours. So that's 240,000 coins a week that you can get from watching ads. But of course, they're making money from those ads. But people are doing it. I've done it a few times. If I think when I was first starting, especially, or like I was trying to learn a different way, a different game. So like there's the Bitwist game that you play with other people. And then there's another one, there's one that doesn't have a kitty. I don't play that one yet, but I might eventually. And then there's one where you play solo. So it's generally a team game. So it's one team against another team. But this one you play solo. So it's every man for himself. Cutthroat. And so I started playing that one. And I was like, oh my God. So it takes a while for you to learn exactly, how it goes, what's the best practices, so you're losing until you learn. So I lost on 3 different accounts. I was losing my little coins. I had like 1 million or so. So I was losing my coins. So I would, just watch some ads or whatever to get more coins to play. Now, because you can pay and buy coins, but I didn't want to buy coins. I bought coins a few times, but that's because I'm sitting at home instead of going to the club and spending money cocktailing. I go ahead and spend that $20 and sit at home and play cards all night. And be just as happy, if not happier, because I saved money going down there. I saved money on drinks. I saved money, I might be, well, anyway, we won't talk about that. You meet somebody, you buy them a cocktail or two. They might buy you one, maybe not. Trust, I do not buy people cocktails, especially if they're asking for them. Now, sometime if we're doing rounds or like you get 2 for 1, I might give them my ticket or something like that. But usually they ask, I'm like, no, because that's just somebody just they're trying to, I'm like, what you doing at the bar and you ain't got no money? Like, but somebody will end up buying them a drink. I ain't mad. I'm not mad at the hustle. I'm not mad at somebody's hustle, but I'm not down for it. I'm not going to be a part of it, Man, if they're really, 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 really cute, then we might be able to talk of it. We might hang out for a little while or whatever. We've been talking for 30, 40 minutes, and I'm about to order another drink and you ain't got no drink. I might be like, oh, what you want, one? I ain't cheap, but I ain't no, what do you call it? I think it's a spendthrift if you don't like to spend money. But what is it when you like spend, extravagantly? I'm not extravagantly spending money. Because, in my business, as a performer, as an artist, money don't always come easy, and you do not know where the next amount of money is coming from. You never know. So you'll know where that next piece of coin is coming in, and you're like, okay, well, let me hold on to this until You know, I got that next gig coming up. I signed that next contract. I know that I'm going to be performing, you know, here. Then I can spend a little money, put it on a credit card or whatever, and then pay it off when I get paid. But one thing I also do not do is I do not use my credit card at the club. I use cash. And nowadays they want you to use your credit card. I'd be like, no, I'm cash. And then one place I went and they were like, oh, well, we don't have change. We can't give you change or anything like that. So it has to be exact. So I'm like, okay, I always have some bills in my pocket. So, you know, if it's $14, here's your 14, and here's 2 for the tip. But I don't want to use my credit card at the club. I just don't like it, because you get into that and then you start drinking and then you just continue using it. You know, they want, you know, you're a little impaired when you spending money and you start buying drinks. I have a friend like that. He started buying drinks for this person and that person. He'll buy a round. Before you know it, he done spent $400-$500 on his credit card. Now, if he was paying cash like I do, I buy this, I buy that, I might buy somebody a drink. Oh, I only got $20 left now. Look at my wallet. I got $20 left. That means I'm not buying no more drinks. Now, if it's a credit card, I might continue buying drinks. Me, it's cash. I ain't got I got to say the last 20 to get home, because I might have to take a taxi or an Uber or something. I never go anywhere and be totally broke. Never spend my last money on nothing, nobody, if I can help it. At least that's the way I was taught. So, yeah, it's better to spend that cash. Better to spend the cash. I don't even want to get into it, spending on my credit card while we out there drinking and stuff. No. Look at that bill a few days later and be like, what the heck? What the way? And I'll be the first one to be like, somebody must have stole my credit card. I ain't paying for this. Look. Is that your signature? No. But you know, the problem with that is sometimes if you tell a credit card company, like, you know, that your card was stolen, then they want to take you through all this different stuff, and then they want to cancel your card and send you out a new one with a new number on it and all that. And it's like, oh Lord, I got to jump through all these hoops just to get this little $50, $60 for free. I ain't got time for it. I don't want to do all that. No, thank you. I'm fine. I just pay it. I don't know. Like, no, I ain't got a problem. But anyway, I've been talking for long enough, talking about myself. Ain't nobody come up in here today. We had quite a few people up in here on the last chat. But y'all know I do be talking. I just be talking. And what time is it? I said I was getting at 3:00. I said I was leaving at 3 o'clock. It's 3:01. So we are right on time. This is Robert Antine, robertantine.com. Your singer, songwriter, actor, author, poet. If you're watching this later, please comment and let me know that you watched. I am out. Have a great rest of the weekend. Peace. Now, how do you cut this thing off? I think it might. Okay. Here we go.